Ooh. Hey, what's up? A-Aron here for Reaction 114, and we are back with the warning. But in this case, it's Pau only, I believe, singing Creep from Radiohead. This is a cover. And so several of you suggested this, especially when I got to talking about Pau and her incredible talent. And, I've always been amazed from the very first time I heard the warning to her drumming abilities. And then, someone recently said, well, watch Dust to Dust in El Teatro Metropolitan, and then we'll talk about Pau's abilities. And I watched her sing and play drums at the same time. Now we're going to see her sing and play piano. I can see that image on the screen, so clearly that's the case. I don't know if there's back or, others in the room or what, but clearly that's what we see from her. And super looking forward to it. So let's dive right in. Oh, actually, one other thing. Someone mentioned to me that she learned this in 4 hours. So that should be interesting. Now, of course, this is a very popular song, so she probably heard it. She was probably familiar with the melody, but I'm guessing by learning it meant, singing it as well as the piano. But I'm sure I would be shocked if she hadn't heard the song before, being a rock band, right? Obviously, it's a very, very, very kind of iconic cover or song, right? So let's jump right in.
You were here before. Couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful
Wow, so there's so much to unpack here. First of all, I don't recall ever a drummer that, really is a musician playing, sorry, that sounded terrible. Of course a drummer's a musician, but I'm saying playing another musical instrument. There aren't many drummers that will play melodic or harmonic instruments, right? And you typically do not see a drummer going to play the piano. Now, I'm not saying drummers aren't pianists and it doesn't happen, but it's not a common thing, at least that I'm aware of, right? I don't recall many. So that first and foremost is awesome. Now, on top of that, we know that she sung with the Dust to Dust and while drumming, and so here she is again singing. And so let's take a look at what's happening with her and her voice. Let me start though with the piano itself. Now, again, you heard what I said, that you don't often see drummers, playing piano. So the fact that she's even attempting it, let alone actually playing the piano, is in itself incredible, right? It really is. So I want that to be my big disclaimer here. That said, the piano playing does sound fairly rudimentary to me. I want to be honest with the reaction, right? I'm not saying it lessens the impact of how monumental this is, right? I'm just giving a fair and honest evaluation of what I see and hear. And so, she doesn't seem to be too experienced on the piano, I guess is what I'm saying. And when she says she learned it in 4 hours, it may well have been she sat down at the piano and figured it out for the first time. And so, that's exceptional in that case, right? We wouldn't expect her piano playing to be amazing. So, let's take it for what it is. That said, her voice, there's this rawness, purity to her voice. She has a very clean tone that is actually, I like it. It's almost innocent sounding. And this song, is often, it has this kind of loner feel to it. And I've heard, some incredible performances of this song where, people get very emotional. And we're not seeing that from her. She's not getting emotional with her body, but she's creating this kind of desolate, lonely sentiment with her voice. And but she does add some vocal fries at the beginning of it. I heard that in a couple cases. She added some tension at peak points. Her vibrato is consistent for the first, I think, 3 phrases, where at the very end of the note, she adds she got a distinct fast vibrato just for one note, and then backs off, and then again for one note. And then I think she did it 2 or 3 times, I don't recall. Right on before.
Could look you in the eye.
Yeah, super fast.
Just like an angel.
Okay, but no vibrato going from angel down.
Your skin makes me cry.
And we heard a little bit of a vocal fry at the beginning of that phrase. Your
skin makes me cry.
Yes. Yeah, so she actually, that again, we hear that vibrato at the end of creep, but it's very short. Most people elongate that creep, right? But I'm a creep. I'm not a vocalist, so I'm sure I sound terrible. But here she shortens it, right? It's nice and short.
I'm a weirdo.
Sorry, I just realized I didn't comment on why I even mentioned that short. It has a different effect when she says I'm a creep and keeps it short. It has the effect of like I'm there, but I'm going back into my shelter, right? I'm just a creep and just that's it. Not really there in your face, right?
What the hell am I doing here?
Ooh. Yeah, and there she gets some distortion.
What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. Want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so very special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep.
So yeah, I mean, she's pounding on the piano here to give that acoustic effect, right? In the room, there's not a lot to work with when it's an acoustic piano, other than playing harder, and you don't a lot of times see the piano player right up front to see what they're doing here, but she has that very short staccato, like cuts it off and a pause, and that's so effective before going into the next verse.
I wish I was
distortion.
I don't belong here. She's running out the door.
So I don't know if I've ever heard somebody not take that up an octave. Right? Usually it's she's running out, right? Like up an octave, but here she keeps it down. And I think the choice is beautiful in her case because she has so much character to that sound. There's so much character. And she adds that nice distortion coming up here. I like that for her and her voice.
She's running out the door.
So, first of all, this is just incredible. Like, just her not being a singer, she's a singer. She's a singer, right? She knows what she's doing here. I don't think the phrasing here, it felt like she ran out of breath, but she did it very smartly, where she connected 3 notes together at the end of the phrase, even though she took a breath. And I felt like that was a more advanced thing to do. Right, she took a breath there.
Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. You're so very special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here. Yes!
Wow. Okay, so, one of the things I love about this song, and I love it even more when somebody interprets it in a way that, is conducive to the song, is that the song, it's a beautifully written song. Not only from a harmonic and melodic perspective, right? It goes down a half step, which is, kind of counterintuitive to the ear in terms of the chords at the beginning and so forth. But then the chorus itself builds, and then you get what's typically up an octave, and you get to this climax, this plateau, right? And then it just brings it right back down. You saw my hands do that, right? And she actually does that. She gets that sentiment here, right? If I'm being honest, it's not the most impressive cover of this. But, I feel like everybody interprets it differently, so I don't think it's, necessarily appropriate to compare. But, I will say there are other versions or covers of the songs that I think I like better, just from the raw talent of the vocal ability itself. But this is extra special in that she's the drummer actually singing this and playing the piano with it. And she sounds great. Like, she really does. She's a vocalist. She can sing. Wow. And so go back a few warning videos ago where I talked about Pau being incredible and impressive, and I'm always impressed by her. And then, fast forward to now I've seen her drum and sing, and now I've seen her actually sing just by herself, where we can hear it and we can hear all the subtle nuances of her voice and that she knows what she's doing and she sounds great while playing the piano. This is one talented girl. Really. Now, we know that all of them in that group are, and that's what makes them so special. They're each incredible, and then when they come together, it's this power trio, right? But this was very special. I'm so glad. And to be clear, I just want to be clear for those that are coming back and critique me for critiquing her or otherwise. When I said that there are other versions I like better, that's just a personal preference. It's not necessarily that they're better performances or whatever, but it's not to shadow how incredible this is. Right? Like, really, this is brilliant. I want to be clear on that. Anyway, thank you much. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so now. We will see you in the next one.